everybody, and welcome to the recording. Now, we know that not everybody celebrates Christmas, and despite us having a Christmas webinar, we did want to kind of have a look at what other traditions people have, different religions, different cultures, or maybe if people don't celebrate Christmas. So before the webinar, we always do a little bit of a welcome and get people discussing things, and that's what we'll do here. So I'll share some of those results and thoughts with you before we get into the live webinar shortly. Before we get into the main part of what we're doing today, I just wanted to catch up on what people are doing here, their Christmas traditions. Graham says it's all about the eating. Debbie says it's catching up with friends, telly and books. Angela says a Christmas Day walk. Joe saying watching the Muppets Christmas Carol. Oh, I'm with you, Joe. That is awesome. Jennifer says family time for me too. Lots of eating, drinking and games. Absolutely brilliant. Graham saying in the main chat window, it's the best Xmas movie. I'm with you on that one. Avoiding alcohol, says Tim. That is not a bad thing, Tim, and must be celebrated. Okay, guys, so thank you very much for that. Let's jump in the main part of what we're doing today and our opening. I just want to say thank you very much for coming along to...
It's a TJwow Christmas party!
But you know what? I know not everybody is into the whole Christmas thing, so you might be feeling this way instead.
Bah! Humbug!
Either way, whichever way you are here and joining us for today, we are very glad to see you. You probably all know me by now. My name is Jo. I'm the Deputy Editor of TJ. Looking forward to chatting with you and having a fun webinar party today. We are supported by Give Back, and what they do at Give Back is they record people on video and they provide that free learning to charities. So it's a really good place to go and have a look at. We know that conversation is really powerful in learning. That's the whole point of our format of our webinars. So we've got the chat window that we can use with each other. We don't have the question and answer pod today, but we normally do. We do have the raised hand. If you want to speak, you can do. And Graham is saying that Give Back is like YouTube without the rubbish. Really great point there, Graham. Well made. You can join us on Twitter if you want to. Go and look at the TJwow hashtag. All of our recordings are available from our previous webinars, and this one as well will be available on our website, so you can go and have a look at that a little bit later on. Now, normally at this point, I'm actually introducing all of our speakers. Normally what we do, hi Julian, is that we have 3 speakers on webcam, and we'll have a little bit of a chat around a topic. Today though, it's all about you guys. So it's about you guys being on camera, you guys having fun together. So let's make a start on that by jumping into a word cloud. So what I want to ask you, I'm going to open this up in just a second. I want you to think about the year that you've had this year in learning and development. So there's a blank box there on the main part of the screen. And I'd just like you to think, if you could sum up your learning and development year in a word or 2 or 3, what would they be? So if you summarize it in a word or 2, what would it be? Now I'm going to type in what Debbie has found is my favorite word at the moment. So I'm going to type that in and click the send. So just go and type those words in, and we're going to generate a word cloud from this. So we've got changes, growing, continuous professional development, enriching, supply. So Rita, if you can type it on the left, do that. But if you can't, don't worry, I've just typed that in there for you as well. We've got lots of people typing awesome now, which is really good. And we've got some saying, so who was it that said, either in the chat window, what do you mean, or maybe unmute and tell us a little bit more about why you've put, So if it was you who said, perhaps unmute, or just in the main chat window on the right hand side, just tell us about what made you go, And so let's go to some of our people that we know that we have on audio. Tim, what is it that you put in? Tell us a bit about that. You put busy, didn't you? Tell us a bit about busy.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, it's always busy. No, but I think I also put enriching because the way that the business has run this year, I've been doing far more coaching than previously, and the output of that, principally a long-term relationship I've got with a group of sales managers in a company, it's an ongoing thing. That's been really, really satisfying because it helps each individual that we are slowly but very, very surely having an impact on the culture of the whole company.
Oh, that's brilliant. You were just in and out a bit there, Tim, but we got that you were kind of busy, you were working with a main client, and you're slowly impacting the culture of the company. That's brilliant, Tim. Thank you very much for sharing that, Tim. Now, Sarah told us that technology was giving her some moments. I'm assuming it's rather than yeah. So Sarah's typing away a bit more about that in the chat window. What else have we got? You can put a few words if you want to in here. Debbie, our editor, has typed exciting and changing ... So there's some more to come there. We've had quite an exciting year at Training Journal. And Sarah in the main chat window says, sorry, just more focus in our business with doing more online. It saves money. Feel a bit unskilled in this. However, awesome with other L&D interventions, working with grads. I'm cool. Oh, well, that's good, Sarah. You know what? We can celebrate achievement, but still have those moments, can't we? Absolutely. So Joe has said about leadership. Graham has said about change. Con has said more of the same to some extent. So Con, unmute and tell us more about more of the same to some extent.
Hello?
Hello. Tell us a bit more, Con.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, on a professional level, it was an exciting year because I managed to pick up a new gig, but I continue to read things like the Towards Mature report, and I read a lot of those reports, and TJwow brought out a very good e-learning update report. We still sort of, I'm not a naysayer as such, but we're still doing things the same way. We're not as courageous as what we could be. We're not as out there as what we could be. I think we could bend and push those boundaries a bit more, but I think L&D is a bit sort of a risk-averse area, and we sort of, very much try to do the perfect stuff as opposed to trying to push out those boundaries. I don't know if others feel the same, but I think we can become more creative, innovative, but we're just sort of holding back. I don't know why.
You've got some interesting points there, Con. Thank you. And I know certainly from my own practice this year, I've tried to go, I'm very much a perfectionist. And I've tried to go from perfectionist to just give it a go and leap in and fail fast. Graham says, dealing with scaredy cats is a big part of my day. Graham, unmute and tell us a little bit more.
Right, I'm dealing with a lot of people every day who aren't necessarily technophobes, but are a little bit reluctant to adopt new ways of doing things. Like if you try and get people to evaluate a course in any other way than filling in a form at the end, they get a bit twitchy. Stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And we had a bit of a chat before the session, Graham, didn't we, about how you're slightly newer to L&D, and you're trying to pick up all these great new habits, and I guess you're kind of struggling against people with old habits, aren't you?
Oh yeah, very entrenched habits about what learning and what training is, and training should be you sit in a room and you get spoken to. Evaluation is filling in a form at the end. It's all stuff like that, and because I'm new to it, I'm open-minded for everything, and it's a struggle when people can't keep up with you. And I know that's different. We all learn at different paces. We have to know that in this industry. But yeah, I struggle with that a bit because I get very enthusiastic very quickly.
Well, that's a great thing for that enthusiasm. And Sarah says, don't give up, Graham. Small steps.
Thank you, Sarah.
Get you there. Absolutely, they will. And I think, Angela's saying similar, the internal dialogue is, I will do only something when X happens. So there's a lot of people in a similar situation to you, Graham. And that's why it's really good to come, hopefully, to somewhere like this where you can find other people and chat. We've got our training journal forum. You could go and have a chat on there and ask advice if you haven't already. It's nice to know you're not on your own.
I find
Debbie
Twitter
said,
invaluable in that respect as well.
oh, that's brilliant, Graham. So, guys, if you want to, share your Twitter handles and maybe people can connect with you if they found something resonating and go from there. So do go and type those into the chat window. Joe says, L&D is fairly new to me too. The most frustrating thing has been the time it takes to launch an initiative. So she's with you, Graham. Oh, Joe. And we often have those kind of troubles in L&D. But we've got some things looking back at L&D in 2016. We've got lots of different things here around transition, leadership, virtual, exciting, growing, improved. All of those things are absolutely fantastic to see. So thank you very much for those. And it's absolutely great to see them. Sarah says, currently going through a weird time at work as L&D manager has been made redundant. Oh no. And the L&D function is under scrutiny. It makes you very uncertain. Oh gosh, I can absolutely understand that, Sarah. So if you've got advice for Sarah, do pop that into the chat window. It's kind of challenging and interesting time to have. Now, let's move away from uncertainty. And what you can see here, I think, is we have a caption competition. We've got some funny photos that we would love you to caption up. Have a look on your screen. You should see a T text tool. And what you can then do is go and click on the screen and start typing like I am now. I'm just typing in the names of the people here. And then you click once, and what you do then is you reveal the writing. So how about a bit of a Christmas caption for this picture that we've got going on here? I am absolutely sure you are going to go and find some fun things to say about this picture. Now, this is me and Don Taylor. We took it at Online Educa in Berlin recently. So let's go and use the text tool on the actual slides. I've got plenty of room there. Tim, I'm not sure about that caption, the odd couple. Thank you so much for that, Tim, I think. Let's go and use the T text tool and write on the slide. So somebody's put, where's Don's hand? I'm not sure what that says about me or Don. Somebody else has put, oh no, dual delivery today. Some fun things coming through there. If you prefer to verbalize that rather than type, do just unmute your microphone. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to comment in the chat window on what you can see there, or just type away on that whiteboard. You've also got things like pen tools that you can go and utilize. Somebody's put the new Strictly Come Dancing couple announced. Oh my goodness me. Well, I do like a bit of glitter, so that would be quite good fun. I'm not sure about Strictly Come Dancing. Oh, we have a bit of a moustache going on for Don and some glasses. So Sarah's got some feedback on kind of the situation that she's in from Tim, and also from Connor's referencing Joe as well. And Sarah says, thanks guys, remaining positive. Old age makes you believe in yourself more, oddly enough. Well, that is a lovely thing to hear, Sarah. I'm sure old age isn't the right term, but it's lovely to have that maturity. Okay, so we've had some fun captions there. Thank you so much. Let's move into our next caption. Here we go. So go again. You can go and use that T tool, and I know Debbie is going to pretty much hate me for putting this picture up, but it was so good I couldn't not put it up. So hopefully she will forgive me. I'm sure she will. So what captions do you have here? This is Debbie, our editor. This is Laura Overton from Towards Maturity. Go and use that T-text tool. Go and add something in there as a caption. And this was at the Training Journal Awards that we had recently. We actually have somebody here from Avado, one of our winners, so that's brilliant. Graham says in the chat window, why does everyone on the left of those pictures look scared? I know what you mean, Graham. When I was putting this together, I was thinking, oh, I don't know about that. So somebody's put a caption there for Debbie saying, help! Oh, that's mean about Laura, I think. But I do like that one underneath, the Queens of Learning. Debbie, I hope that's made up for the fact that I put you in here. So I know she didn't like that idea. She was saying yesterday, is it a picture from the Training Journal Awards? And it definitely was. So welcome to our Christmas party. If you're just joining us, we're having fun with a Christmas caption competition. This is our last one. So go and have a fun with this one. So this is Debbie, you can see on the left. This is myself on the right, and this is actually Debbie's daughter in the background. And this is just before we were all getting dressed up for the Training Journal Awards, and looking pretty much glamorous at least once a year. So do go and have fun and put some captions on there, such as "Just tried Marmite." Oh, love that one. That's absolutely hilarious. And whilst it might not be hilarious, that's a lovely thing to say. Gorgeous. How very nice of you, and glamorous. And we've got TJ longest tongue competition. I think that's probably the best one there. Thank you so much. Well, you're making me laugh, if nothing else. We do have at the top of the screen, there's a picture of a person with their hand in the air, a little tiny icon. And if you click the arrow next to that, there is a laughter icon. If you want to go and use that, you can. And somebody else, oh, we got training licked. Love that. That's absolutely brilliant. So welcome to the session. If you have just joined us, lovely to see you all. So that's our caption competition. Just tried Marmite, glamorous, gorgeous, and we got training licked. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Shall we choose a best caption that we've got here? So you could either use a pen tool and underline or kind of draw around something if you wanted to, or in that chat window, just go and put in, what do you think is the best caption that we've got on here? What is the best caption we've got here? The longest tongue competition that somebody's voted for, that we got training licked. Oh, it's a bit of a one. Who put in the chat window? Who put longest tongue competition, and who put we got training licked? Who was those two people? Who were they? And go and type in the chat window if you want to, or on the whiteboard. Julian, that was you. We got training licked. Okay, and who was the longest tongue competition? That was you, Con. Okay, so what I think we're going to do then is we're going to offer out a digital subscription to Training Journal, and we're going to award that to the two best ones. That was longest tongue competition, so that's you, Con, and also we got training licks, so that was you, Julian. So I will go and sort that out after the webinar. So you've won a year's digital training subscription, and we will have another one of those that you can win later on. So do not worry. It's our pleasure. It's absolutely our pleasure. It's all about having a little bit of fun. Speaking of fun, we'll go into another activity. So this is all about headlines. Now, if you've ever watched Have I Got News for You in the UK, or lots of similar things around the world, it's all about completing the blank headline. And we're going to use our text tool again. Now, if you're on a mobile device, it might not be so easy. You might need to use the chat window. But what we're going to do is complete the blank TJ headline and hopefully have a little bit of fun here as well. So use that T-text tool and go and type in something that you think might either be real or funny, quite frankly, for our headline. So if it's not working for you, of course, you can just go and use the chat window instead. That's no problem at all. So what woolen underpants are hot this summer? What webinar presenters are hot this summer? What trainers are hot this summer? So that's a good one. Yeah, we could go into our Learning and Development Professional of the Year with that one, kind of seeing as we had that recently at our Training Journal Awards. Okay, so what else have we got? What cool things are hot this summer? Ooh, what MOOCs will disappear are hot this summer? Something like that. I get the idea. What training trends are hot this summer? Somebody has got spot on that right answer. Let me just reveal that. Oh no, there you go. I thought it was training trends, but it's behavioural trends. That's close enough for me. Who put in training trends? Who was that in that chat window, or click that hand up icon? Who was that typed training trends? In the chat window. Oh, it's Debbie. Oh, I can't give you a prize, Debbie. So there you go. I think then we should go for what we think is the funniest one. So again, guys, go and use your arrow tools. Go and see if you can, just go and select which one do you think is the funniest. Debbie got it right, but I can't give Debbie a prize. Jeff, you're saying this is fun. Glad to find the time to sign in. Oh, I'm glad you did too, Jeff. Thank you. Jeff was one of our speakers recently, and we met in Berlin at the Online Educa conference. So you've got Woolen Underpants, I think, is the winner. Who wrote Woolen Underpants? Who was that? Graham, that was you. Fantastic, and especially as you're new to the industry. Debbie, what are your thoughts on this? Oh, Debbie, I thought you wanted to say something. You're unmuted, but no worries. So, Debbie, I'll just make sure you're muted again so we don't have that anymore. Okay, let's look then at the next one. So, poor productivity due to lack of what is costing the UK economy billions. What do you think? You can use the chat window if you prefer. You've got the T-text tool you can go and use. Poor productivity due to lack of tea breaks. Oh, I can understand that one. My other half likes a good cup of tea. Yorkshire Gold is his thing. Poor productivity due to lack of intelligent members of parliament. Yeah, definitely with that one. Motivation, core skills, toilet paper. Toilet paper is an important one, to be fair. I can definitely understand that. And pants as well. Okay, and we've got a winner here. Somebody's already circling they want pants as a winner. And toilet paper. Somebody wants toilet paper as a winner. So let's see what the actual answer was. So go and circle the one that you think is the funniest, and I'll reveal the answer. It was sleep. It was a lack of sleep was causing those problems. And Graham in the chat window says, I didn't type pants this time. And Debbie is enjoying the fun. Thank you, Debbie. So, we've got, and cake. Poor productivity due to lack of cake. Now, if you've ever met me, you'll definitely know I like my cake. So I'm definitely with that one. So we need at least one more vote. We can't have 4 winners. Oh, is that another vote for cake? Any more votes coming in for this? We've definitely got cake. So in that chat window, who wrote cake? Who was that? Jeff says, I've had too much cake already. Fair enough. Okay, Sarah, so thank you very much for that. I will make sure that you get your 1-year digital training journal subscription sorted out. Well done. And Graham is saying to Jeff, there is no such thing as too much cake. Okay, we are going to do one more of these, one more, and then we shall move on to another game. So listening to music makes you what? Listening to music makes you what? Go and use your text tool, go and put in something. And Jeff is saying about cakes, my waistline tells a different story. Well, I've met you, Jeff, and I obviously can't agree, but I know my own waistline, so I do know that. Angela is suggesting listening to music makes you creative. I think you could be right there, Angela. I'm going to go and pop that onto the whiteboard for you, just so that people can see that and vote on it if they want to. What else have we got? Listening to music makes you smell weird. Thank you. Concentrate better. It makes you dance. Good one. It makes you dad dance. Oh, brilliant. You know, my other half is a party DJ. It's one of the things he does. And his company used to be called Dad Dancing Disco, which I thought was brilliant. Listening to music makes you remove stress, more popular than if you sing along with it. Think more deeply, happy. Want cake. We've definitely got a cake theme here going on today. More intelligent, feel like Lady Gaga, creative, groovy dude. Angela's also suggesting calm as well, so I'll go and pop that on the whiteboard for you, Angela, and think more deeply. Okay, all absolutely great answers. It's better at your job, according to some research. So that's a little bit of fun. So go and highlight those ones that you think are either funny or really good, and we'll have one more winner. Now, the next activity is webcam based. So do pop a note in that chat window if you're thinking, yep, I'm up for this. We need 3 or 4 people on audio and webcam. So do just let me know. That's our next activity. So who's going to be the winner of this one? Oh, you've got quite a few things circled. It's going to be a tough one, this is. So do let me know in the chat window if you're up for the next webcam audio activity. Happy seems to be our winner here. So who wrote happy? Who was that? Either hand up or in the chat window. Who wrote happy? Jeff, that was you. Brilliant. So I will make sure, Jeff, you get a 1-year digital subscription. Okay, thank you very much for that, guys. And we've got quite a few of you up for webcam. So let's jump into our next thing that we are doing. And let me get, where is the webcam gone? Where is the webcam? Here we go. Let me drag this onto the screen. And we are going to start our webcams, and I will explain our next game. Angela says, I think it's time to go and catch my train. Oh, Angela, lovely to have you with us. Thank you so much for coming along. We really appreciate it. Sarah says, I'm in an office, I can't do audio. Got strange looks when we won the digital subscription as you yelled yes. Oh, well, I'm glad you're excited, Sarah, if nothing else. Okay, so if you're up for some webcam action, let's go and start your webcam. I'm going to do that now as well. Oh, my webcam's a little bit funny. Can you see I've got a little crown on my Santa hat? That's what I've got today. We have Graham with a different hat now, which is brilliant. Okay. We have Tim. Thank you, Tim. I think, Con, you said you were up for it as well. And Jeff, I know that you're usually on webcam, so let me enable that for you in case you want to join as well. Jeff says, need to get a hat. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so whilst we're just getting our last few people on here, let me just explain to you the game that we are going to play. The game is called Just a Moment. Now, if you've seen this or heard this on the radio, it's a little bit like Just a Minute, the radio show that we have in the UK. And my webcam's gone a little bit freaky, so I apologise about that. It should be a bit better. And what we have with the Just a Moment game is you have a word, and I'll use an example word such as magazine, and what you have is 30 seconds to talk about that word, and you're allowed to repeat the word that's here as much as you want, the word magazine. What you aren't allowed to do, though, is hesitate. You're not allowed to deviate from the topic or repeat any word that you say. Now, you guys in the audience, if you hear any hesitation, deviation, or repetition, you go and click that hand up. So you've got that great big hand up icon. Let's all go and click on that. Let's give that a test. So everybody go and click on that hand up icon. There we go. Yeah, they are looking serious, aren't they? Okay, so if you go and click on that, we know they've done something. In which case, I'll pause the timer. And in the chat window, you just need to type H if you're thinking it's hesitation, or D for deviation, something like that. And then we'll just move on to the next speaker, and then the countdown will start again, and we will carry on. So, Graham, Con, Tim, are you thinking, yeah, I get this? Give me a big webcam nod if you're happy. Tim, are you being awkward? Yes. Okay. So Graham, Con, and Tim, let's unmute your microphones. Unmute your microphones. Here we go. And what we're going to do is going to go into our first word. And Graham, you're going to start on our first word. So remember, everybody, you're going to listen really closely, because if Graham hesitates, deviates, or repeats, other than the word he's allowed, you have to click that hand up icon, and I'll pause the countdown timer. So Graham, are you ready?
Ready.
Here's your word. Performance support. Go!
I don't even know what that exactly means, but performance support sounds like the kind of work that we should do working in L&D, in that we support the performance of the staff that we work with. So we listen to them, we talk to them, we find out what their learning needs are, and we direct them towards learning situations that will support their learning and help them to be more productive employees, thereby increasing...
Pause. Oh, I think we have some hands up here. So in that chat window, why have we got the hands up? I think I know why.
Did I say an
Why? Sorry, Graham?
Did I say
No, it wasn't the that I'm thinking. I think it was, yeah, Con. It was the word learning. You were repeating the word learning. Like, oh, isn't that annoying? Isn't that annoying? Okay, so what we're going to do, we are going to move around, and Con, we go on to you about performance support. You've got 9 seconds left on the clock. Here we go, Con.
So, performance support is a practice that we all adopt within our organisation.
That's it.
In order to be able to adopt it more
That's it.
effectively,
You've won.
we need to ensure
You've won the point. So, Con, you get 1 point.
Well done, Con.
Well done, well done. Sorry, Graham. But you know, you did a really good job there. Liking that. So +1 to Con. Thank you, Jeff. So let's move on to Con to start this next one. So Con, here's your word. Lecturing. 30 seconds. Go. Oh, pause there, Con. Pause. People are putting their hands up. What's going on? Oh, you repeated the word skill, Con. I mean, skills are important. Don't get us wrong.
lecturing is a skill that one needs to
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Time.
So let's move around to Tim.
In order
Tim, you're talking about
to-
lecturing. You've got 16 seconds. Go.
Okay, well, lecturing is rather different to facilitation. It takes place in a theatre, sometimes in universities, where you have seats racked one on top of another, one student above another. Participation is the big issue with lecturing. A lack of ability
Yay,
to some of the
Tim.
delegates
Well
and colleagues.
done.
Yeah,
Well
the
done,
word's
Tim.
full of it, breaking the mind.
I'm not going to say that about you, Tim. That's for you to say, not me. Okay, well done. So we start with Tim on our next one. Let me just get my... see if I can get this back to 30 seconds. Here we go. Right, everybody, are you ready for this one? The next one is 70, 20, 10. Off you go, Tim.
70, 20 and 10 are three numbers, and put together with a colon like that, that actually creates a ratio. The ratio is related to how people learn. The 70 is...
Pause. We've got people with their hands up. What's going on? Oh, Graham says you repeated the word ratio. So does Con. Oh, this game is tough. Okay, so we're going to move it around. We're going to go to Graham now. So, Graham, you've got 17 seconds left. If you can go on 70, 20, 10. Go.
70, 20, 10 are three numbers. I didn't know what they meant when I first joined this particular job, but it's three numbers I've heard repeated over and over again, and I just repeated myself. I pressed the hand myself.
You do that, don't you? Such a tough game.
Good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Con, this comes round to you now. Yeah, Julian, he was very honest. You're absolutely right. Con, 5 seconds left on 70, 20, 10.
Come on, Con.
Come on.
Did.
Oh, Con, you didn't say something. Do you know what, Con? I'm gonna blame that on just all the time to get the internet out to Australia and back. That's all it is. Should we give Con the benefit of the doubt? What do you think? I think so. Graham thinks so. Tim's being cheeky again. We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Con. That's one of the things they do in Just a Moment, is the benefit of the doubt a lot. It's not your fault you're all the way over there. Not your fault. Okay, so... yeah, absolutely. So should we do another one? I think we should do another one. Let's set this back to 0. Now, who did we start with last time? Did we start with Tim on 70, 20, 10, didn't we? So let's start with Graham. So Graham.
I can't do this.
Oh, you can, Graham. You just need to believe in yourself. Come on, everybody, in the chat window. Let's help Graham out. Let's give him some love.
Should I put on my lucky hat?
Appreciation. Yeah, maybe change hat. We've got a whole hat parade going on from Graham. And there you go. Joe saying, go on, Graham. You can do it. Okay, Graham. Here's your word. Your word is webinar. Off you go, Graham.
We're all currently sitting in a webinar. It's a marvellous opportunity to share ideas and interesting things with people from all over the world. We have people from England. I just repeated people.
Oh, no. Let me just pause that. There we go. Yeah, everybody's got the hand up. Oh, Graham, you're getting there. You're getting lots of experience. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Lots of experience. Okay. So
That didn't work.
No, different hat.
Hello.
Let's move round then to Con. So, Con, we are talking about webinar, and off you go.
1, 2, 3. Webinar Queen is tag I placed on one particular person is Joe Cook. The ability to manage and effectively produce is very much seen on a regular basis. That skill is one that can be acquired but also developed. It needs to be determined by the audience. Has to
That's it, Con, you've done it.
is the most
That's another point for you, Con. Con, you're pretty good at this. I think it's... and Jennifer says, how many hats do you have, Graham?
He's got another hat.
This is the best one.
I thought I was doing well with a glitter Santa hat with a crown on it, but hey. And Tim's saying he wishes he had another hat. I think Tim's looking for another hat now. And Sarah says he looks like Paddington Bear, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay. So guys, how about some green ticks or some yeses in the chat window if you're thinking, yeah, let's do another one of these. Let's carry on with the game.
No more.
Jeff has got to run. Oh, thank you so much for coming along, Jeff, and speak to you soon. We'll have the webinar recording available. It's lovely for you to be here. Oh, so Con, we've got to change.
Con's got a new hat.
Okay, I would change hat. I have got another Santa hat here, but it won't surprise most of you to know it's a glittery one. But I've got my headset on with this one now. Okay, so bye-bye if you can't make it anymore. Let's do another one of these. Are we all kind of ready to go? We're ready and raring. So I think we started with Graham on webinars. We're starting with Con on this one. Are you ready, Con? You ready to go? Oh, I think I should do one, Sarah. No, the game host doesn't do these things. No, Sarah. Maybe the next one. Okay, Con. Yeah, I can hear you, Con. So you're going to have a go, and Sarah wants me to join in, so I'll join in on the loop in just a moment. Okay, here we go. Your word is learning styles, and off you go. Pause. People are putting their hands up already. What is it, Louise? What's he done? Sarah says you're 2 points.
Got no relevance.
One, game over, says Graham.
Crap.
Louise, put your hand up. So what's going on? Graham's just got mic drop. I think we're going to continue. I didn't see anything in there that was kind of an error. So let's continue, Con. Learning styles, 24 seconds to go. Here we go. Off you go.
I think Tim should have a go at this.
You know what, Con? Well done. And Tim has said, but apart from all that...
Yeah, tell us how you really feel, Con.
Learning style.
Yeah, what did the Romans ever do for us?
Got no relevance.
Okay. So, well done, Con. You are your outstanding winner. And Graham says, who are you really angry at, Con? What's going on behind this? Maybe I'll wait and go into the group session.
Support group.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so...
Engaging.
So let's move into, we're going to do 2 more. Oh, let me get that clock back to the start. So Tim, this is for you. Ready to go?
Okay.
E-learning, off you go.
E-learning. I once learned about a little tablet that people really shouldn't take in clubs, but they did. But that was a while ago, back in the 90s. But I appreciate Con likes the humour there. Nothing to do with me, of course. There's lots of different forms of this medium of developing skills and knowledge. One can have a CD, for example, a DVD. You can pick information up sometimes from the cloud also. In fact, the term electronic can be used to describe a whole number of different things.
Well done, Tim. You did the whole 30 seconds without any. Did you get a bonus point for that, Tim? Wow, you just went on that. Really good. Yeah, Julian, extra points. Absolutely right. Bonus points on that. Graham's is champion. Okay, so
Hang on a minute, I can hear my phone going. I've got a number of cancellations on courses coming up now.
Have to be careful with that. Okay, so Sarah suggested I get in on this thing. So we'll do that now. So the next one is for me. But remember, just press that hand if I hesitate, deviate, or repeat. Here we go. Blog. Okay, the word blog is all about a web log. It's the whole idea of sharing your ideas with the world. And I used to think blogs were rubbish, and why would anybody want to know your drivel about what's going on in your life? However, professionally now, I see that that blogs are really, really good way. Oh, pause. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Did I pause? Did I? Oh, Sarah says I ummed. Oh no. Okay, fair enough. I hesitated. Good point. So, in which case then we have to move on to Graham, because this is not as easy as it seems. I talk for a living. Okay, so Graham, you have 8 seconds on blog. Are you ready with your hat? Graham, here we go. 8 seconds on blog.
A blog is something I've often aspired to but decided to avoid. I went to Twitter instead, which is a micro-blogging service.
You've got a point, Graham. You got your first point. Well done.
That's the hat.
You finally found your lucky hat. Well done. Well, I'm going to crown Con our winner with 4 points. Tim in second place with 3 points. Graham doing a pretty good job with 1 point. And I just came in as a token player, so we'll ignore me. Brilliant. Well done, guys. That was absolutely great fun. Okay, we have one more fun activity. And Con, yeah, do share your blog. That's absolutely great. We've got one more fun activity before we move into asking you about what you hope for 2017 and also kind of what your reflection is on what it is that we're doing. Let's all go back on mute again and make sure we've got a nice quiet time. We've got a blooper reel here for you. So this is all about what has got webinars and some recording in the background. I'll be honest, it's mostly me saying I don't take myself seriously, and here's me mucking up a lot. So here you are, guys, and enjoy. Thank you. So can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, you better round up.
This is always great, isn't it, when the host's webcam fails and you can't hear them. But luckily, I'm with 2 consummate professionals who... Hi everyone, I'm here with Andy ahead of our webinar next week on Thursday. Oh no, Tuesday. So there you go. I was telling Andy it didn't matter if he mucked up, and I've mucked up immediately. We have a webinar discussing right, I'm going to stop this and start again.
We've just been recording the Training Journal webinar all about creativity, and oh no.
It's just a little moment with Don Taylor ahead of...
Sorry. So we've been talking a lot about the trends and the L&D future and what's going to be kind of coming up in the future. Simon, I'm trying to record something.
Oh, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Jennifer, thank you for your smiley face. It's absolutely lovely. And Graham's just put bloody Simon. You're absolutely right. I think that. Oh dear. Well, we certainly had fun, and thank you, Louise, for the smiley face as well. And there's lots of bizarre pictures behind the scenes as well. Joe, you say that was great. Have to go now. Thank you, Joe. And Debbie said more laughs, thanks, Joe. Con said you're still a queen to me. Well, even queens are allowed to muck up, I think, Con. Thank you, guys. So let's move into kind of the last kind of 10, 12 minutes of our session that we're doing here today. So I'd like to ask you to use that whiteboard and tell us, what is your L&D wish for 2017? What are you thinking you might like to happen for yourself, your company, your industry. So use that T-text tool and have a think. You know, we've had a great 2016 for some of us. For some of us, it's been challenging. What is it that you're wanting for 2017? Either for yourself, your client, your organization, or the industry more generally. Some of you are saying more clients. Yeah, I can definitely understand that, especially if we go out on our own or we run a small business. That can be a kind of a challenge for us, and also getting good quality clients and doing the right work. So that's good. To be ready for a roadmap by April. So who was that? Who'd like to tell us a bit more about their roadmap they're putting together, either in the chat window or unmute, if that's what you want to do. So Graham, unmute, just tell us a little bit about, you know, what's your roadmap that you're putting together?
I'm actually talking about the roadmap LMS.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I capitalised it. Yeah, we're using the old Moodle at the moment, and it's clunky and difficult to use, and I am very much enamoured of roadmap. So I'm looking forward to getting all our e-learning spruced up on roadmap and launched in April. So April's going to be a big time for us. We're launching a lot of different things, and I'm looking forward to it, although the next few months are going to be pretty tense. Ah,
okay. So is roadmap a type of technology? I'm not sure I've heard of that before.
It's CLC's. They've developed their own kind of LMS front end for Moodle, and it's lovely.
Ah, well, I'm very glad to hear that. And the CLC, the Charity Learning Consortium, will be pleased to have that feedback as well. So that's great. Thank you, Graham. We've got somebody's put lots of conferences and free lunches.
Yeah, that was me too.
That was you as well, Graham. Okay, fair enough. So I can definitely go with that. The conferences are always good. Somebody has said personal security is important. Sandra allows me to develop a VR learning program. Who was that?
Joe?
Who was that you, Con?
It's Con. It was me. I'm hoping that we can get a client who's willing to go that extra level, and we can start getting into a VR learning program where we can start, developing and implementing such technologies. Because, in my opinion, I think it's going to be the next biggest things since CD-ROMs and DVDs. I think VR and AR, whatever way you look at them, are going to be the biggest things that are going to hit us massively.
Oh, brilliant. And I think it is definitely an interesting area where there's lots of places taking it up so far. In the chat window, guys, could you see, virtual reality and artificial intelligence? Can you see that being used in your own organization? And if so, how? Or do you think actually, this technology is so far ahead of where we are? Graham says never, so it might not be appropriate to some industries. Thanks, Graham. And I think it's going to be interesting in a lot of those where simulations are really difficult, really expensive. And yeah, that would be awesome, Con, to kind of hear a kind of a case study and a development kind of stuff of what goes on. So Con suggesting in emergency services, yeah, because it's hard to put those situations together to really go and practice those skills. So some really important points there around kind of how can we use that for simultation. Oh gosh, I obviously have not had enough gin this morning. Simulations is what I was meaning. Jennifer, you say unlikely to be able to use VR and AI as a freelancer as it's too expensive. Yeah, I completely agree with that, Jennifer. I can see that it's an interesting technology, but when I look at my own kind of just me freelance business, I kind of think, well, how can I use it? How can I access that? So I think for some organizations and industries, it's going to be amazing. And for others, it will take a little while to get there. Sarah says simulation training as doing simulations can be expensive. Absolutely, Sarah. So some really good points here. What else have we got? Somebody's L&D wish for 2017 is to keep focused. I think that's a really good point. Somebody else wants to complete personal development and upgrade your CIPD qualification. It sounds like a great thing to do. Who was that who wanted to upgrade their qualification in the chat window? That was you, Sarah. So tell us a little bit more about what that means to you, about, why is it important? And if you've got thoughts as well, do let Sarah know on kind of what's been good for you around qualifications. I don't have a CIPD qualification, Sarah, but I did do my certificate in education as a UK teaching qualification years ago. And for me, it just taught me so much. It was brilliant. And Graham says he's starting his CIPD qualification in March. So it'd be really good to share those bits of learning, Graham, through microblogging, as you were saying, on Twitter, or through other means if you want to as well. So do let Sarah what you know. And Con says, Joe the teacher, how appropriate. I'm not quite sure how to take that, Con. Sarah says, I need to do 2 modules to get full CIPD status, as did the HRD postgraduate diploma, and never completed to the CIPD part due to life. Yeah, life gets in the way, Sarah. So that's good that you're going to keep focused on that. Somebody has put that their wish for 2017 is more objective measurement of ROI, such a challenging area, more networking, somebody says. Cheaper but great webinar platforms, certainly in their area of interest that I have. And lastly, on the right hand, to feel I contribute and make a difference. Fluffy, I know. Well, you know what? I don't think that's fluffy. I think it's all about contributing to individuals, to our industry, to our clients, to our learners. So I think that's a really nice point to finish on. Thank you so much. I've got one more whiteboard activity for you to do. And Louise, thank you very much for your comment. No worries on the plug at all. You were I think you were a gold award winner, weren't you, Avado and CIPD at the Training Journal Awards. So it was really good work that you guys have done. And you've won some Learning Technologies Awards as well. So the plug is really good there. We are at our last 5 minutes. Can you believe this? I can't believe time has gone so quickly in this hour. And I want to say thank you very much to all of you guys, which we'll do a bit more in a moment. What's your reflection from this hour that we've spent together on the activities, the discussion point, about what you've got from it? I wonder what you're thinking. So use that text tool. Yeah, Graham has got lots of hats. Absolutely. I love that piece of feedback. So starting at the top left, we have, it's a fun-loving industry, and that's so important. Oh, that's a really nice piece of feedback. And it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, is having a bit of fun. You know, our normal webinars of discussing really important, pertinent points, I think are very, very important. And we do have a laugh in them, and we learn lots. But I just wanted a place where we could have a bit more of a laugh at the end of the year. Should do it more often. It's an informal format and excellent. So maybe we should do a summer party as well. We'll have to have a think about that. Awesome, relaxed. No, don't go. Oh, do you know, I wish I could stay. Maybe we should look at doing a 2-hour party. Well, I don't know whether we should think about that. And Graham says a spring party too. Okay, one for each season maybe. We'll have to think about those. Somebody else says, be interested to have the same format on a topic without a speaker. Oh, now there's a good point. So rather than having 3 speakers on webcam, actually having just whatever our topic is and everybody contributing to that rather than speakers. I like that idea. We'll probably have to experiment a little bit. It's fun. Con saying that's a great point. Thank you, Con. Great fun. Thanks. Also great to see the tools used. Yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to do a little bit, was actually to highlight some of the online tools that you can use. So thank you for picking that up on. You made a tricky and challenging job sound easy, Joe. Well done. That's lovely. Thank you. But it was all about you guys making it fun as well. L&D folk care and share. They absolutely do. And that's really nice feedback to have there. And great. People love it. What some lovely feedback from you. Thank you. So let me just finish up with a few bits and pieces to tell you. I've got some links there at the bottom of the screen, including saying thank you to Give Back UK, who do those great kind of videos that you can go and have a look at. If you want to continue on Twitter, you are more than welcome to. And our next webinars. Yeah, Graham, everyone should register on Give Back. I think it's a really great initiative. So thank you, first of all, to all of our speakers that we've had over the year. We've had absolutely led. We've had some great attendees, lots of different people, really busy chat windows, on microphones, making contributions, doing storifies, writing articles and reflections. And if you ever want to write for Training Journal, you're more than welcome. We look forward to it. Also, what you've done at the end of all of your sessions is you've taken action points away, and we really hope that's helped you progress your professional development and think about what you're doing next, and really supported you on your journey. You know that the training sessions are all, the webinar sessions are all online. Oh, Sarah, you're on Twitter now. Brilliant. You must share your Twitter handle in the chat window for everybody to go and meet up with you. And so you can go and have a look at our previous webinars, and this webinar will be available online to have a look at as well. You know you can join us on Twitter. Sarah's just joined, so do go in and link up with Sarah. It'd be really nice to support her. And oh, Con, thank you so much for that comment. TJ once again confirms itself as a leading L&D membership body. That's really lovely. Graham, thank you very much. Do come along in the future. We have our next couple of webinars in January. One is on the future of learning, and the other one is on the Online Educa Berlin session. Not everybody can make it to the Berlin conference, so the session that TJ delivered there, all about webinar technology, basically about TJwow, we're going to be doing that online, so you can come along to that if you want to. And lastly, from myself and Debbie, we really just wanted to say thank you so much to all of our speakers and all of our attendees for all of your involvement this year, everything that you've done, and for all of your support as well. We have absolutely loved working with you, and we are really looking forward to kind of working with you again in the future. It's been a really nice time, and look out for a bit more from TJ. So thank you very much.
Merry Christmas from TJ.